Hey you, yep, I'm talking to you. You're getting hungry, very hungry. Your mouth is watering. You have a craving for Doritos, a craving for crunchy tacos. Well, have I got the treat for you. It's that time again. It's grill time, baby. Come on in tomorrow only to get your charcoal for 50% off. Choose your favorite smoker. That's 20% off. 3453 North Kimball in Chicago, Illinois. Remember, this sale is for one day only. Now that's how you save big money. Get selling out fast and secure. Your tickets now. The first annual 1043 2018 Hip Hop Fallback Jam Session. It's something you don't want to miss. Hey, it's Danaya, Azure, and you are now tuned in to No Filter Radio with your host, Dope as Music.
So we're working on that.
Television.
Sissy. I think it's so special having my big sister do my makeup. I love when my sissy Erica helps me kind of play, I say dress up. It just makes me feel like, you know, my big sister making me look fly, as she would say. I like it. Smoky sexy.
Social media. Video shoots. Photo shoots. Live stream.
Like 2 weeks ago, and most of you know I'm a casting associate, so I cast background and extras and whatever for 4-star casting.
Movies.
Dwayne, can I see you in my office?
Yeah. Can I use the bathroom first?
Well, make it fast.
YouTube videos.
Sweet love, hear me calling out your name. I feel no shame in love. Don't you ever.
Or commercials. Danaya Designs for You will get you right. Grab that S4S jewelry. Just go to bit.ly/DD4U jewelry.
Located at 4655 South King Drive. Approved by Papas Everywhere.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the Night Azure Radio Rewind. So, today I'm going to let you guys hear the interview that we did on Next Legacy with Cassandra Lucas. Cassandra Lucas was formerly with the group Changing Bases. They had that amazing song, Get Out. Hello, Deanna. Welcome back. And yeah, y'all just got to hear this because she has a new song out and it's amazing. Vocals still on point. So I'm going to just let y'all hear this. So without further ado, this is the interview with Cassandra Lucas.
You're listening to Next Legacy, where music lives. You're now tuned into the hottest online network in the world. Turn me up, I am branded.
Really gotta love it when it's these long pauses. There we go. I didn't realize that pauses that long, so my mistake. beautiful track. I heard it live and I was like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. Right, powerful message. She made that song 2 years ago, child. 2 years ago. I'm put the video back in the chat so y'all can go ahead and subscribe and support because she's doing some things over there, child.
Let the listeners know how this song was birthed and all good things. That is good things. But I also want to say with all the people out there that's listening online and all the people out there that will be listening via the podcast, you can go follow my girl on Twitter, on Instagram, at I am Cassandra Lucas. She has a new album out, Long Way Home, which is available now. Booking crcmusicllc@gmail.com. And, she's a changing faces queen, but doing it solo. Yeah. Cassandra Lucas in the building, Next Legacy Radio. What's up, baby?
Oh, thanks for that intro, guys. Good evening, Queen. How are you? Good. Hanging in there. Good to be good.
Well, thank you for taking time out to hang out with us. And before we even do anything, talk about and, give a lot of love on the music side, I want to ask you, how are you and the family doing? I know there's a lot going on in the world right now, pandemic, racism, etc. But I want to start off with that and talk to you about that as well. So how are you doing, honey?
Wow, well, blessed. Thanks for asking, and hopefully the same. Hopefully you and your family are doing well as well. It's been some trying months for all of us, and just blessed to be able to wake up every morning and talk to you and just move around and pray and thank God, because there are a lot of people who aren't in our position, that can't say the same thing. So, it's such a roller coaster ride for these last, just the start of 2020, I want to say. It just feels like a roller coaster ride that has no end in sight just about yet. Well, hopefully, but still have to ride this coast until the end, and hopefully some change will be brought about. That's what I'm praying for. But all I have to say is blessed to see another day.
Amen to that. And let me ask you this, because it took me about 10 days after the murder of George Floyd for me to come on air to be able to talk about it. It took me a little bit of time for me to collect myself and think about everything that has happened recently, and it stirred up a lot of past memories of a lot of the people that we've lost. When you first heard or you saw and everything that has inspired during these times. How did it hit you when you first got wind of everything and how things are progressing now with all things Black Lives Matter?
Oh, when I got wind of when it first hit, it took me, I want to say, 3 days to even watch the video in totality because I was just, when you first start viewing it, you can't get past like the first couple seconds. You're like, no, this can't. You know what I mean? And then you have to stop and just like prepare yourself. Happening right before your eyes. All of it. I mean, I'm born and raised Harlem. I see it all the time. I have family members, close to me, put in jail for little to nothing. Their whole, 10 years of their lives, just gone. Teenagers don't know. So we see it all. We've grown up with it. We've seen it all the time. You have people, they just throw you under the jail because you were with somebody. So that conspiracy thing is just for us. That was just put in place just for us. You know what I'm saying? Because if you're with person, you're going down too. So they want to lock us up in groups, and make sure that so we see all of the injustices that happen. But the use of a cell phone, well, thank God for it. How about that? At first I was like, oh gosh, every 5 seconds someone takes a picture with these stupid phones. You know what I'm saying? It's like so much of it. You can't even walk the streets without somebody talking to somebody, and you're a part of the conversation. You don't know them from Adam, So it's like everybody's on this phone. But you know what? This is what God needed to see. Finally, there's no denying that. After 3 days of really trying to watch it, and still, I don't even think I've still seen it to the end.
Yeah.
We posted as much as I could and told people to please watch. Maybe they're a little better than I am, but I did it because we all need, whoever can watch it, we need to see it. We need to feel. I just needed them to feel what I felt. If it was for 5 minutes, if you can watch for the whole 8 minutes, God bless you. You know what I'm saying? But how it infuriated me in 5 minutes was just, it's unexplainable. It really is. It's unexplainable, and it's so heartbreaking to know that another human being could sit there and watch the life pour out of another one. Does that make sense?
Right.
And as I'm talking to you, I'm really, that you can sit there and just.
And Cassandra, let me tell you this because I'm with you. No, you're fine, and that's why it took me so long to get on the air to be able to talk about this, because it makes you feel not just it could have been our brother, it could have been our uncle, it could have been our son, it could have been any one of our family members or best friends or whatever the case may be. So you're going to walk away from this, or you're going to look at it, and it's going to touch your heart. Anybody that's a human being, I'm sure that's the case. But what I want to ask you is this, and I feel like when he was murdered, it touched a nerve in the hearts and the minds of a lot of people who are against racism. And I want to know from what you're seeing now, not just in your area, but all over the globe right now when it comes to the protests, the Black Lives Matter movement, a movement that we've always had, but this one feels different, right?
Hey, Munchbar.
Absolutely. It feels, it feels different because the culture feels different. It's filled with all of us. It's a melting pot filled with, I like that everybody, that's why I thank God for the phone, because it wasn't just for the neighborhood to. We see this on the corner all the time.
Hey, Adelina. Thank you, sweetheart.
Take advantage and beat us up just, for a traffic stop or whatever it might be, right? But when that cell phone went around the world, there was no denying it. And that, that struck something in everybody. If you're not, you can't be human if you didn't feel anything. You understand what I mean? So that, the marches that I see all over the world, the multitude of races, everybody out there, it's about humanity. It's not, it's about, Black Lives Matter, but how could you do that to another human being? That's what it's about. It's about how dare you? Like, that's what how dare you? And who else is going to get away with this? And who else has gotten away with it? Because we know now it's going to start pulling up. We're going to start pulling out the files, that have been hidden in the back somewhere because they're there. And there's so many of us, and so many people at all of the protests and rallies across the world that can tell the same story. Maybe not to the extent someone sitting there with their knee on a person's neck.
If you haven't already done so, please thumbs up this video. If you've not already done so, please thumbs up this video. You can do so during the broadcast or in the replay. You can do so whether you are in the chat or in the bushes. Thank you.
All of the different ways in which, how about the way that they're in the police vans and they just never make it to the station alive? How does that happen? You know what I mean? It's those stories. I'm sure it's hundreds of them, thousands of them, that were just thrown under the rug. So it just makes me feel good to know that.
And make sure that you guys subscribe to Cassandra Lucas on here as well.
Feel the same way. And it does, that's what makes it feel different. That's what makes it feel different. And I'm so thankful that, because silence is compliance, right? So I'm so thankful that they're out there not being silent, voicing, speaking up, showing it, and saying Black Lives Matter.
Hey, official D-Spot, welcome.
And they're not Black. That makes me feel, I'm so grateful for the people actually standing up. That's what I do feel like it's different. I do.
Amen to that. Danaya, go ahead, take over.
So, what do you think that we can do as a country to get more people to pay attention to the women who have died at the hands of the police, the women that have died at the hands of racists? Because that is not being pushed out enough. Like, it's Breonna Taylor's birthday, and like you heard some people talk about it. In this whole situation, you've heard Breonna Taylor kind of there, but it's always after. But and she passed before George Floyd, but before Ahmaud Arbery. But and it's like she literally did nothing but was fed.
I know.
Sleeping.
You know what I think it was?
You know what I mean?
I think, and woman to woman, I don't think it's not that we're not going to pay attention one way or other, where it's a woman or a man, because we're all in this together, right?
Of course.
I just believe the way in which George Floyd was murdered, it was just, I think it was just a shock. And let's be honest, the number of men that have died at the hands of the police and the number of women are drastically different. So I don't want us to get lost. I don't want anybody to get lost. Men, women, children, anybody to get lost. I just think we have to just keep, right now the spotlight is shining on George Floyd because it just happened, and it's so devastating. And the same thing for Breonna Taylor. Like you said, you can't be safe in your house. Where can you be safe?
Right.
That is unreal. Beautiful girl, an essential worker out there, trying to help us. Aspiring to become a nurse. You know what I'm saying? Only 27 years old, not 27 years young, I should say. What do we do? You can't even be safe in your whole house. Where can you be safe? So, I think we have to tackle, it's all together, but if we get this, if George Floyd leads us to make major changes, it will encompass everybody, right? Everybody will benefit from it. Like I said, men, women, children, all of us will benefit from it. So whoever has to lead the way, so be it. And I'm just happy that we're out there in the streets and making ourselves known and saying we're not going to have it anymore. And the time is now. And the time is now. Right now. We can't let this time slip away.
Yes. Now, the song that we just heard, was that inspired by this specific incident, or was that before that?
I said, look at God. No, it was inspired when this president, or whoever's president is at the White House. That was another life-changing moment. You know, I just feel like even for myself, you know, let's just even take it the basic like an entertainer, right? We have to write some songs, we have to sing some songs, we have to, you know, have a couple of hits or whatever, you know, like then you'll have a reputable reputation, you have a great resume, you know what I'm saying? Like, have to do things to being right. I mean, maybe it's me, maybe I'm wrong. I just feel like the highest for the president of the United States, and you don't need anything on your resume to be that's like close doing this type of a job.
Let's be clear, that's her connection, not mine. That was her connection that night. It was you were having struggle issues, you know. You can never control your guest connection unless they're in front of you. So.
And I'm New York. It's already been throughout New York. We know he didn't want anybody to be a part of his, you know, us to be in his buildings, to lease us in the apartments. It's a history. You know, people who worked at some of his hotels and were treated unfairly, on and on. And this is the president of the United States of America.
Ciao.
So after the hurricanes, that's when I was really like, okay, we have to do something because it's you know, people are starving, no lights. You know, they're in Puerto Rico, which is a part of it, you know, part of the United States. You know, you're going in, you're throwing paper towels at people. And so, what the hell is going on? What's really going on here? So that inspired me. I just woke up one day and I was like, this is just crazy. And now look how relevant it is.
Yes.
3 years later, I'm like, wow, God. Wow, the same sign, Black Lives Matter. The same video done 3 years ago. And it's the same thing. Isn't that crazy?
And Cassandra, I gotta also add in that, and people out there that's listening live, you can definitely follow Cassandra on Instagram at I am Cassandra Lucas. This song, and you know, there's many others obviously, but this song that we just played, that was by you. You know, if we go back, if we go forward in history, it's going to be one of those songs where it's going to match up to the likes of, you know, anything you name it, Freedom. You know, What's Going On, Marvin Gaye. You know, Change Gonna Come, Sam Cooke. You know, there's so many songs out there that has a deep meaning to the global scape of how we're living as human beings that it's going to resonate to so many people because we are living in troubled times. But I'm going to keep it 100%, Cassandra, because, again, I'm going to go back to before. It took me a long time to get back on air to be able to talk about this. I had to accept what was going on. And what was going on for me was I started listening to and paying attention to and seeing videos of past issues, from the beating of Rodney King to, if you go back to the 60s and you hear what some of these people had to say to what was our grandmothers or our mothers or our great grandmothers, and you hear all this, go back home, nigger, you don't belong here, etc., etc. It made me feel at that particular time that, you know what, I suppressed it, Cassandra. I suppressed it. I kept it in the back of my mind because, you know what, everything was everything now. Everything's decent. But now here we are, 2020, and it's the same thing happening. And it really kind of reminded me of, and it's making me feel like I need to do more. So when you see all this, and then when you go backwards and you really remember what everything was and how it meant to our grandparents to be able to be here to give us this, like, how do you feel about this whole transformation right now? Because for me, it felt like, I'm like, damn, I got to do something now. I got to do something now. Even more so now than before because our kids are going to feel this. You know what I mean?
Right. I feel the same way. But we have to plan it and execute. You know what I mean? I know we have to get past that. You sat for 10 days or whatever. Like, we have to go with a clear mind because the rage you have you doing something that's not lasting. And what we need to do now is something, like you said, that will supersede all of the marches, because we can't go back. You understand what I'm saying? We can't go back.
That's right.
If this doesn't unify us, and we have to get together big, you know what I mean? Because we cannot go back. Like that. Joe did that. We all pushed it in the back. Why? Because it helps us to move. Helps you to keep going. Helps you to keep believing. You know what I'm saying? So if that stayed in the forefront of your head, you would all of the racial slurs, the things we know that they may not even be slurs, but the under that we deal with on a tip because they don't have our skin. They don't have our skin color. They don't get it. But we are programmed. See what we are programmed to put that in that because we know we have to keep going. You know what I mean? But now that it's in the forefront, we can actually change and try to reprogram ourselves that we don't have to tolerate, and we have to think and lasting. Does that make sense? Like we cannot roll back the other way. I feel like with this president in the White House, he has taken us back over 40, 50 years in a 4-year period.
Amen. Cassandra, I was talking. And I feel you 100%. And I mentioned like just recently to my lady just a little while ago, and I'm like, you know what? I feel like when I told you that, I feel like I suppressed so many of these memories, and it's now coming to the forefront. The responsibility that I feel like I need to take and others need to take is we can't suppress it. We need to keep it in the front line so we can be able to at least find a way to make change. So you mentioned the president, but also, I was looking at an interview from Ben Carson, who's black, Cassandra Owens, who's black. All these people here are backpedaling what really the issues is in support of the president with everything that he's trying to tear down. So when you hear other blacks talk about or backpedaling to what the Black Lives Matter mean, like, does it give us still a fighting chance? Because it's kind of like we have to re-educate these people in order for us to be able to get through the door, or do you feel like it's a different way we got to go about it now?
You're telling me that you think Ben Carson, and I know the Owens are talking about, they're educated. We have feel like they what they're doing. And those are the ones we have to leave behind. Not everybody. We have to put them behind. The world right now is for our kids, and if Ben Carson at the age of whatever he is, if he doesn't have it by now, he will never have it. We don't have time. We don't have, right? Am I right or wrong? I mean, maybe I'm wrong.
You're right. You're right.
You're time and energy for that. And what infuriates me about those folks is that we're here trying to educate each other, uplift each other, so that we can make this movement a real movement, a lasting movement, right?
Right.
But we cannot recycle and give them shine. We can't do it. Like, even if I saw it on someone else's page, I'm not. I don't need. Do you understand? I think that
absolutely
doing that is not the message that needs to be seen by us. You get that's insane. So if it's not something positive, if it's not something educational, if it's not something informative, something that's going to uplift us and get us to the next level and get us to equality where we need to be and have been longing for over 400 years, I don't want to hear it, and I'm not. And I know for sure that girl. I don't even know her first name. And Ben Carson. I don't even want to. Does that make sense? I don't even think that they should be part of the conversation because it angers me so bad. That I'm trying to get past that from the situation that we're in alone. Then to see those faces say the things that they're saying. Oh God, I don't even know. I know what to say. All I know is I can't give you that shine. You know,
I got you.
Claim to be, if that's your claim to fame, God bless you. How about that? I'm gonna say God bless you.
Amen to that. Cassandra Lucas, our guest on Next Legacy Radio. And Danaya, go ahead if you got another question, because I got one right after.
I was going to say to you like what she just said, because she said what I wish everybody would pay attention to. Stop giving them shine. The whole purpose of what they're doing is so they can continue to stay in the spotlight. All these people want to do is continue to be the topic of conversation. If you Google their names right now, they're still the topic of conversation. Stop giving them that shine. One of my friends, Erica, who's on social media and just media period, she would say the same thing. She's like, stop sharing their posts. Why are y'all sharing this stuff? This is what's making them go viral. This is what's making them relevant. If you stop sharing them stuff, if you ignore them, they will go away. But the minute you continue to respond to them and you continue to share, because what we do, and so the reason that, so for those of y'all who don't understand how viral things work, is that somebody comments and somebody shares. Comments and shares equals going viral. So when you do positive things that don't go viral, it's when people are just kind of, they might like it or whatever, but they won't share it because heaven forbid that's not their stuff. They don't want somebody else to get a shot. Whole nother conversation. But they'll share negative quick, and they do it under the guise of, I'm going to share this, and then I'm going to make my comments and say, this is why this is that. Instead of just not sharing it at all, put a daggone angry face and keeping it moving. Or on Instagram, just writing an angry emoji. No, don't even write an emoji, because all of that is interaction. Everything that you do, period. Don't even view it. Don't even pay attention to it. Because y'all want an angry comment. Don't do that. That's interaction. Everything you do is doing nothing but feeding fuel into this negative fire. Keep those stuff on those amazing posts. There's currently there's a link that I shared that has 35 images that the media won't show you about what's going on in these protests. And these are beautiful, incredible images. Making that kind of stuff go viral. Stop making these people relevant.
There you go. Preach. That's what I said. We can't.
Maybe I should share that on here.
Think. Let it go. Because some people.
Actually, no. I'm going to wait till I get my community feed and I share it on there so y'all can see it.
They got to go against the gram because they know that that's the way, that they're going to get attention. That's it. Claim the fame, God bless, but you won't get any shot away.
That part. Hey, man, to that. Cassandra Lucas, changing face icon in the building, Next Legacy Radio. What I want to do is this. I hope you don't mind. I want to, because the listeners out there listening live, they want us to Give Love a Chance again. If you don't mind, I would love to run that and come back and ask you some questions regarding how will this, not just the racism, but also the pandemic, affect the music industry going forward? Because there's a lot of changes in life, but I know the listeners and fans of yours want to know how is this affecting the music industry according to you. So if you don't mind, we definitely gonna love to run this track again and come back with you.
Hey, Joe.
All right, you heard it here first. She's back for another segment on Next Legacy Radio. Miss Cassandra Lucas, give love a chance right here. Next Legacy.
Let's love
song, I would run it 2,500 times because we just got it like that. So, definitely a good look for all the people out there that's listening. Appreciate the love. And, hey, Cassandra, at the end of the day, if the fans want it, we got to give it to them, right?
Yes, we do. And it's the message, it's the message that we see right now. Love over hate. That's what this is really all about. It's love over hate. That's what it's really all about. Yeah, I'm grateful and thankful that I have a song that.
If you haven't already done so, please thumbs up this video. If you've not already done so, please thumbs up this video. You are listening to the rebroadcast of the Next Legacy, the Azure radio interview with R&B icon Cassandra Lucas of Changing Faces.
Just wrote from my heart. You could play it on repeat 1,000 times. I'm thankful for that.
Hey, man, and look, so you mentioned it, right? I mean, not just, just the power that music can have, and it can set you off in a certain mood.
And this is the one drawback of doing interviews remotely. You can't control the other person's audio.
A lot of your fan base know you from the work that you did, Changing Faces. So some of the comments as I'm going through chat rooms right now while they're listening live, so a lot of people was like, oh yeah, I remember Cassandra, Changing Faces, Stroke You Up. The pregnancy rate went up when this song came out. So and going through it. And then here's another one where they were saying the era where Black women were naturally beautiful and graceful. Missing the 90s, one love. So, we got a lot of love there. Also, it's a lot of it. But I want to ask you this. Because we're facing this year's half over when you think about it, Cassandra. Let's just put this out there. And even when the pandemic kind of subsides, things will never ever be the same as it was, pre-pandemic. And in your mind, when it comes to the music industry, how do you feel about it, and how do you feel, and where do you feel it's going to take a turn as far as how people are going to now view concerts, different shows, even events, functions, things like that? I mean, do you see this forever changing?
I have summer functions that have been canceled. So, really? It's going to hurt our pockets. Now you cannot have, and feel bad, for the promoter. You have or whatever promoted, ahead. There's nothing to do. And then, we didn't know it was coming. But it's here now, like you said. And I feel like when the computer came up with internet, with internet radio, it messed the music industry up. And then you had to navigate, try to find a way back.
Just in case I couldn't remember what group it was. If you were a kid in the 90s, you knew this record.
For free, they weren't buying anymore.
I am not playing the audio because I'm trying to see if I can possibly get this monetized. Because this might be the one time we have an artist that is not a major label.
Especially the live show part, because that's where the industry. That's where a lot of artists make their money now.
But I will drop it in the chat so y'all can go see it.
That's not
right.
A super status.
I got you. Danaya, go ahead. Toss a question here. Yeah.
I think she was very right when she was talking about how it's going to change. Like I was thinking, I'm like, this is really going to change the way that people have shows, and I think it's going to be a lot more private events and definitely a lot more live stream events.
Yep. Yeah, I think it's going to be.
And I think the one thing that I will say when it comes to this is that what has been beautiful is things like Versus that has really shown the camaraderie of artists. When I watched the one with Joe Scott and Erykah Badu, that was like the most beautiful thing in the world. Oh my God! Because people everybody thought, they're gonna be trying to, be catting. It was so epic to see Black women together.
There you go. And that's what we
enjoying
need.
their music and lifting each other up.
We need to be supportive of each other. That's how it's just. Because you know what? Out here, and we all this together, and we all need to. So, and supportive about artists. That's a whole other thing, So, if you can't go play them more, on versus, see them, in the room, have people straight to the side. Support. That's what I'm just.
Yes, right.
Cassandra, I look at it. Yeah, and real quick, because I think Cassandra has some issues. She's going to call right back with her line. But at the end of the day, Danaya, I think I look at it like this. This is going to be an opportunity for artists of any genre to be creative with how they go about their business. I think that's important for us to put out there. I think not just because, it's going to, think about it. It's going to take, not just the music industry. Sports are going to be so different. It's going to look different whenever it comes back. Not just because of the pandemic, but also because of racism. This is going to be an opportunity for people to explore how they can be able to navigate through the different changes that's taken place. But music, I feel like there's enough talented Black individuals to be able to start thinking about how they can be able to brand themselves into starting having more Black-owned entertainment businesses and not just being, being at the mercy of some of these conglomerates that's out there anyway. So I think this is the perfect time for it. I think it's needed. And when you think about it, even in the movie industry as well, like I feel like it's time for people of color to start showcasing their God-given talent, and I think it's and I think there's an opportunity for that to be touched on, and I think it's important to explore. And just your thoughts on that as I get ready to get Cassandra back in.
Absolutely. I was just telling one of my friends in DC. I'm like, this is the time. I'm like, you wanted to get to go back to school to do nails, and so you can actually be licensed. You can do nails, hair. I just want to get tattoos.
Shout out to Goddess.
This is the time. People want to fund things right now. This is the time to be able to build your dreams, because you're amazing at what you do. You should be paid for what you do, and you do it freaking well. And there aren't a lot of Black women that are doing everything that you're doing and doing it the way that you do. I was like, girl, go ahead. Make sure that you that you connect with someone that can help you to do it. Like, this is the time. This is the time for us to ask, because people are willing to give because they feel they understand that we have like 100 steps back, not just 50, but like 100 steps back. 100 steps back from our white counterparts. They understand.
Right, as I cue Cassandra back in, and I know your phone dropped, Cassandra, but we were talking about just making sure that we have now is an opportunity for us to be creative with how we go about our business, not just music industry, movies, etc. And I think that's important, right?
Absolutely. Tap into everything that you want to do outside of what you do. You know what I mean? I don't believe we're put on this earth to do one thing. So we tap into those other things that maybe we wanted to do and go for it. Reach for the stars. I don't believe in that. Like you said, music, whatever. Go back to school.
If you guys are not subscribed to Goddess already, I just put her link in the chat. Make sure you guys subscribe and support, because she's pretty awesome.
Just do it. Pray it in your heart that you feel you need to grow. Just grow. That's what I think. Life is nothing if you stop.
Amen to that. Amen to that. Cassandra Lucas is our guest on Next Legacy Radio. You can follow her on my Instagram at I am Cassandra Lucas. You can also hit up the website. Your team is super strong, so I want to shout out your team, Cassandra, at crcmusic.com, MUSIK. Just go ahead and just be connected to a growing conglomeration and stuff like that. So, I mean, Cassandra, you already have an album out, and you are, I'm sure, working on other things as well. So, is there anything you could share with the listeners right now at this moment as far as what else you got cooking right now, or is it all top secret?
It's not all top secret. Just put a, we stop it together, but things progress better, and like you said, when I feel drop the things that I'm working on, I will, but soon come.
There you go.
Good stuff is
well, you've been
we have big fish to fry. So
there you go. There you go.
Yeah.
And you've been a huge supporter, and you've been in. I think we go way back a year or so. Last time I interviewed you a while back, and I know when it comes to connections, and I think that I look at it like this, Cassandra, like, to be real, like, I feel like not just in media, but just in general, we kind of need to lean on each other for ideas, support, etc. So I feel like this is an open opportunity for us. And I think I've seen somebody either post this up or whatever. I've seen somebody put up something to the effect that the pandemic had us locked away so we can be able to sit back and reflect on what we need to do to be better. And this everything about Black Lives Matters and everything that's taken exception today has really opened our eyes to let us know that we need to do more for ourselves and for each other. And I feel like when it comes to certain things like that, I mean, people help people, you know what I mean? So I think it's easier said than done, but I think it's about leading by example at the end of the day. And, having more opportunities is important as well.
Exactly. And it could be something real little. It doesn't have to be major, but that little thing could be major. So whatever you can do, just do it. Don't even think about it. Just do it. And this is not right. So
amen.
Amen. Here, right? Rented the time for all of us. So do what you can while you can.
Yeah, exactly. Danaya, you got one more parting shout out you want to send to Cassandra before we let her ride into the sunset?
I know it's nothing. Not even a question, just a statement. I want us to say thank you because we don't understand. Like that song "Get Out," that was like, it was so crazy. That was like our anthem. We were like in 8th grade, so like that was
big facts. Big facts.
It was,
that was great.
Right?
That was that was Black women's empowerment. Like I don't have to take this. You can't just treat me any old way. I don't have to deal with this anymore. You can leave. You don't have to be here. And I think that really has helped.
Plain English, right? It wasn't something, get OET, just get out,
Yeah. Facts. Like, we ain't got to talk somewhere. You ain't doing this right. Right. And then I think what was so dope about it was like, it's like, I'm not, there's no mistaken. Like, you've done this and this and this and this, and I'm done. Now you can go. We're done. Bye-bye.
Hey, ladies, listen.
Each other, right?
Right, and ladies, listen to this. If, from a guy's perspective, and I'm sure during that time and other times, I've probably had plenty of opportunities that I've screwed something up in a lifetime. Trust me, I'm not perfect. But if that song was to come on, if I'm in a relationship, that means I'm in hella trouble right now, like right at this moment. So trust me. That song resonates every time I hear it. As great as the song is, I'm like, uh-oh. Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Get out and put on Stroke You Up so you can get out of here.
Right.
What?
Exactly. And Cassandra, I gotta tell you, just the time I appreciate it. I'm praying for you and the family too. And not only that, I mean, not just for health and happiness, but I just really appreciate everything that you've done and contribute to the music industry and beyond. And you are super inspiring. And not only will we have you come back again when you're ready to, unleash something new, but you'll forever get our support. So, I definitely appreciate you coming in.
You guys. Yes, I just followed you on Instagram. So yes, definitely.
And everybody out there that's on Instagram right now that's going to be listening, even after the show, if you're going to be listening via podcast, follow that girl. I am Cassandra Lucas on Instagram right now. She's very active, and it's her. So support this woman. 100%.
Had a wonderful conversation, and thank you guys. Helping each other get off our chest. This therapeutic, and I appreciate it.
I appreciate it right back. And we'll stay connected.
All
right.
A good night.
All right. Much love, Queen. That is the wonderful Cassandra Lucas on Next Legacy Radio. And, I know we have a couple of people on the line in addition to Danaya as well. So we are going to take the calls, and we are going to come back, and we're going to go ahead and make sure that we have our discussion.
That's it, you guys. That was the interview. Shout out to Cassandra Lucas. Hi, Just Blaze. How are you? So let me put the site up again one more time. So because of that interview, I was able to get this interview that you see on the screen. Shout out to Cassandra Lucas and her entire team. It was such a pleasure working with you guys. The interview came out dope. The print issue is phenomenal. Like, the print issue came out so fire. So I'm gonna give you guys the link. So if you guys want to get the print issue for yourself to hear more and see more about what Cassandra has been doing, you can do so right here. Hold on one second. Hey. Hold on one second, you guys. Wait, really? Seriously, what's going on right now? So you can go right there and grab your copy of Age of Pop magazine, and that can be done at www.k4sent.com. You're going to grab, it's called The Tenacious Edition, featuring Cassandra Lucas on the cover, Dr. Quentin D. Alexander, who is an amazing internationally recognized fashion designer. He's had his pieces on Halle Berry. Oh my goodness. And like in a multitude of stars as well. You have Jessica Pinedo, who is an actress and a model, and she has been doing her thing for sure. And featured in Empire, Chicago PD, Chicago Med. She did a movie with The Rock. You wait till y'all get to see her experience. We talk about her experience with The Rock in that issue as well. So I was like, you got to meet Dwayne The Rock Johnson. Are you kidding me? So she talks about that, and it was a really cute experience right there. My boy Floyd, he is making his rounds. He actually has a show in Vegas this week, and he has a really dope music video that's coming out. One of my boy Mike Davis was the one that actually choreographed that music video, so I cannot wait to show you guys that. You guys are going to meet Mike next week, because next week on Tuesday we are going to have a photo shoot on action. I can actually make the live stream now, as a matter of fact. So we're going to have a live photo shoot, Danaya Designs for You ad shoot, and you guys are going to come with me. So that's going to be really, really fun. I'm super excited about that. You guys are going to see the studio, meet the girls, and meet the owner of Theatrical Rendition. So I'm doing a product shoot tomorrow that's only the jewelry. I'll do a couple behind the scenes photos, but like the big shoot is next week. So yeah, I'm super, super excited. So many dope things that are coming up that I can't even talk about. I'm just truly blessed. And all I can say is make sure that you foster your relationships and don't bring your bridges, because you never know what can happen. So, all right, you guys, that's my time for now. I might come back later on and just do a chill session with just music. So we'll see. Like I said, I need my hours, and I want my hours, damn it. So look, y'all go see me a couple more times than you used to seeing me, because now I'm on my mission. I want my hours, I want my community fees. So let's get it. All right, you guys, as always, continue to express what makes you unique. Bye.